All right, with that, we bring in Michael Duncan and John Ashbrook, co-hosts of the Ruthless podcast. Always great to see you guys. Michael, let me start with you. Your thoughts as we are just hours away from the closing in this race.
Well, I love that video of Mamdani rallying his base at the clubs. Usually when you're rallying the base, it's B-A-S-E, not B-A-S-S. But I think it's innovative, and I think largely what we're seeing here in New York is the pendulum swing to the party out of power, choosing more radical candidates. It's typically what happens in American politics. I wouldn't exactly read the tea leaves beyond for the midterms because New York isn't exactly like a swing district, in the House of Representatives. It's just a different place.
It is a different place. That's for sure. Watch this. This is Hakeem Jeffries, because the, sort of old school, he's a younger Democrat leader, but he looks like the old guard compared to Mamdani. Here's Hakeem Jeffries, who was very reluctant to endorse, and we haven't heard boo from Chuck Schumer, the senator. But here's him saying Mamdani is not the future of the Democratic Party larger writ. Watch this.
Do you see Mamdani as the future of the Democratic Party?
No. Hakeem Jeffries was asked this morning if you're the future of the Democratic Party. He said no.
Good to know.
Do you have a response?
No, I'm focused on the next 2 days.
I mean, that kind of reminded me of the Saturday Night Live version that we saw over the weekend. Let's play this and then we'll get your thoughts.
I want to be mayor so I can deliver a better New York, free healthcare, affordable housing, free Wi-Fi. As mayor, can I make that happen? I'm not sure yet. But together, we're going to find out that the answer is no.
Oh, my gosh. John, your take on all that.
Yeah, there are a lot of yucks to be had, but something that is very serious about this race, and let me just actually step back quick, because a lot of people might be asking, hey, I live in Dayton, Ohio. Hey, I live in Des Moines, Iowa. Why do I care about a mayor's race in New York City? Let me tell you why. It's because the Democrat Party is moving even further and further to the left. You played the video of Hakeem Jeffries. I don't necessarily believe his answer to that question. I believe Barack Obama, who's a standard bearer of their party and committed to Zoran Mamdani, that he will help him into the future. If you live in Dayton, Ohio, you live in Des Moines, Iowa, you live under a two-party system, and if one of those parties that will eventually make it back to the White House is moving further and further towards socialism and communism, that is very bad for our country. And I do not like what's happening in New York, and I hope everybody's taking notice.
Yeah, you know what? It's a great point, because you see what has happened in the United Kingdom and all across Europe. And now you see the outrage on the part of people when they don't get all of the stuff that they were promised, or when they have to understand that taxes have to go up in the UK because they can't fulfill all of these promises, and someone's actually going to have to pay for it. Like Margaret Thatcher said, socialism is great until you run out of other people's money. Because right. You brought up former President Obama. Here he is over the weekend, and boy, were Mikey Sherrill and Abigail Spanberger happy to see him. Watch this.
So if you believe in that better story of America, do not sit this one out. Vote for leaders like Abigail who believe it too. Leaders who care about your freedoms and will fight for your rights, and who will go to work every day to try to make your life just a little bit better.
Michael, can he make a difference here?
I think absolutely. You deal with an off-year election, it's all about rallying the base of the party. These aren't high turnout affairs like you have in a presidential election. So I think it's smart for them to bring him in at the end. I think it also is very telling, the state of the Democratic Party and the infighting you're seeing, that somebody like Barack Obama has to step in to give his rubber stamp at the end of these elections in places that are left-leaning, Virginia, New Jersey. So I think, there's a lot going on right now in American politics, but the fractious nature of the Democratic Party, I think, is the story not a lot of people are talking about.
John, look ahead to tomorrow night. What do you think is going to happen when you look at these big races, and what do you think the message is?
Well, here's the thing. I think that these races are going to be much closer than Democrats want them to be. Jack Ciattarelli has run an outstanding campaign in New Jersey, and I think that he has a fighting chance to come out on top on Tuesday. in Virginia, another state that is very difficult for Republicans, especially when Republicans control the federal government. I think that those races are going to be close, particularly this AG race between Jason Miyares and Jay Jones. So that's the one that I would watch tomorrow night.
All right, guys, thank you very much.